Jesper, a huge win for the team tonight. You've seen a lot of players have high achievements in your career. Where does Brian White's performance rank for you? What you've seen in your career?
Yeah, it's difficult to rank, but it was a great performance. You see players have breakout games and extraordinary games, and Brian had such one today. Of course, you see that on occasionally, but not very often, to be honest. I would not. I would rank it high. I cannot just, as you asked me the question, I haven't really thought about it, but it will be very high.
How was the team able to find the energy and the emotion to come in and just thrash the stingiest team defensively in the league? Because you've had a lot of travel and a lot of challenges, a lot of games, and you just kicked their butt out there.
By letting you guys talk about it more than us. We don't talk that much about it. Players are riding on, confidence, and also riding high on good performances, and also on joy after big victories, right? And going through also in the Champions Cup, it gave us energy more than taking away energy. I would say though that the first half we also saw that we needed to get over the hump physically. Some of the players looked a little bit a step or two behind, but in the second half we really, it was like we got that second wind, and also had very good players coming off the bench and performing strongly.
Josh? Jesper, what was the game plan heading into today against Austin? Because prior to today's match, they only given up 3 goals, and you scored 5 on them.
That's not something that you can plan. Of course, we have the ideas of how we would like to break through and then create the chances. And when you have the chances, see if you can be clinical on them. We were today definitely at first half. I think 2-0 was a little bit too much at half, but at halftime. But in the second half, I think that when the game opened up and they needed to chase a little bit, then we could also see that we had the opportunities on counter attacks, and the pitch opened up. We had some big opportunities. I think. Yeah, of course, we have talked a little bit about how we could also maybe get some more support to Brian, having Daniel playing a little closer alongside him, and maybe that could open up something, also make us stronger in the box. And I think we profited from that, and yeah, also could see that playing a different style of winger also could help us occasionally.
And speaking of Daniel, what do you make of his game today? I know he didn't score the penalty, and his season overall.
Yeah, I mean, he for me, he's just improved since he came. He came in a bad physical state. He had a injury. He came from an injury. He had not played for a long time, and then he came in late in the window, and we could see that he is a very intelligent football player. You can see that, and he's very clever in the box, seeking good positions, which gives him an opportunity. But also he's very good at combining with the other players. So I think he is on a good and steady positive trajectory since he arrived, and we hope it will continue.
Sam?
Yeah, Jesper, just wanted to touch a little bit on something you mentioned, the different mix up front, and perhaps what you saw in Austin's game that led to that, playing with 3 guys that could essentially play striker up front, getting it out wide to Eddie a lot in the first half. What do you think worked about that combination, and what did you see in Austin, and perhaps like the fitness in your squad that led to that being a good strategy?
Yeah, I think we, you see something with the opponents, then you think that you can figure out everything out. You can't, but you can come up with a strategy. I think that some of the things that we have seen is that if we can attack with an extra player in the box, also that would release some space both for Brian and also for Daniel. And then we have Sabi who can also attack, so on especially the back areas on crosses, and we also saw that in the first half and also in the second half. So that was something that we had talked about we could do. So having a strong player like Daniel, who's strong in the air on the back stick, maybe getting to win the ball and head it across again. Quite like the one we did with Giuseppe, where he headed across and we scored, but it was disallowed. I think that was some of the things we've been talking about, but also doing something that maybe they couldn't prepare on, right? So sometimes we know that the teams playing us are also preparing for something they've used to see, but sometimes you do something different, and it might also be a little bit different for them. So that's also a thing.
And there's a player that you just mentioned there that got his first minutes of the year, Giuseppe. We've seen some young players get in the mix. Liam McKenzie, Jeevan Bodwell's played a little bit. What have you seen from Giuseppe so far this year, and what maybe do you need to see more from him to get more minutes?
Yeah, but I think it's right now. We have Tate and Eddie playing very good on the fullbacks, and also way more than I even thought that they should. Then we got Giuseppe in. He's training well every day, and that's what I want to see from him. And then all of a sudden there'll be an opportunity like today, and we have to trust the players we see every day, and believe that they can play into the structure and the way we would like to play, and fill out their part, and then when they get the opportunity, then it's up to us to make sure that we make a realistic assignment for them to fill out. And I think that that's what we try to do, and I think everybody is doing even better than I would expect now on.
Jesper, I know you were talking earlier about not really thinking much about these results in this run, but 5-1 is a statement win, and when you're looking at the club being top of the table, the confidence that this brings, how are you hoping to sort of translate this momentum that you're getting, especially with a tough away trip to St. Louis, and then obviously the game against Inter Miami here the following week?
Yeah, you can only hope for games like this, because you know what it does to a squad and to a group of players. It builds confidence, and everybody is happy, and now we're talking about all the guys scoring on committee today. We only had 2 guys scoring 5 goals, but okay, Brian did 4 of them, but it's great. Everybody is feeling good. Everybody feels that they're part of it. That's also one thing. You have some injuries, but that also means that the squad, everybody gets close to playing and gets to play. So everybody feels they're part of the squad, and also part of the success the team has. And you cannot really ask for that. You can hope, and I'm just happy, especially for the players, because these moments football mainly and normally is a lot of struggle, to be honest, and the victories, they feel a lot, but losses, they feel way more normally, and I think that right now we're so happy and fortunate that we are making good results, and the players, they can really build confidence out of the results, and also be even better connected as a group.
And just thinking about it as well, it's a 5-1 performance, and you don't have a lot of players through these injuries, like you mentioned. Ryan Gauld, who's been so integral to the attack, Jaden Nelson, who had an incredible start, are out injured, and yet your attack can produce 5 goals like that. What does that say about the character of the team, and specifically in the attacking half? Yeah,
but I think that we attack with a lot of players. I think that we attack also with different players, and we attack at different moments. We saw normally we have holding fullback like Tate, but we also saw in the first half he got the breakthrough on the baseline, and we had a chance out of his breakthrough. So I think some of the things that we attack with the whole team, and we also defend with the whole team, and that's the good thing. I think it also makes it a little bit difficult to play us, hopefully, because you don't have to only take one guy out or look for one special guy. Of course, Brian is our top scorer, and yeah, maybe they should have looked a little bit more after him today, but he also profits from other players being dangerous and other players scoring and getting in positions, so it also opens up space for him. He also opens space up for other players at other times. So I think it's the fluidity, the way that we can produce chances, that's the main thing for me. So that's really, so talking about the attack is great, but also talking about what's leading into the attacks and the way we play and the way we produce the chances is actually more essential to me.
At the end of the match, we noticed that you waved at the Southside fans, so I kind of wanted to know what's so important about having such a loyal fan base for you.
Yeah, it's great having a loyal fan base. I actually I think the players deserved, to be honest, that the fans cheered on them in the end, because I think they've done amazingly. And I really hope that people appreciate it, because it's not every day that we can. We know sometimes we always want to play like this, but it's not every time that it can happen. And when it happens, I hope that people appreciate it, because it's great when you see a team that can play like this, especially in the second half. So I actually wanted to animate the spectators to cheer on our players, because I really think they deserved it.
Yeah, and today is the Whitecaps Women in Sports game. So what do you think about that representation from today, and also with the inaugural season of the Vancouver Rise Football Club coming next week? What's your thoughts on just women in sports and representation in such important games like this?
Yeah, but I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic also that we recognize that it's important, that the women's sports are also very important. Very often we talk, I think we are talking a little bit more about Miami and Messi come in, but now we have the next game here. It will be the Rise playing the first game, the 16th, and I think it's great. I'm looking forward to the season. I think that it's only great when we can see also women's sport, and they also went to the game Canada-Argentina the other day, and it's great. It was a great atmosphere, and people were cheering, and I think it's only good that we also recognize and celebrate that the women are doing very well in sports as well, and also can inspire around them. So I think that's very important.
Hey Jesper, we've talked at length about how well you guys are doing without Ryan, without Sam, without Jaden. Looking ahead, how do you reintegrate those guys? What's your philosophy with that? You know, so as not to upset the momentum that you guys have built and the chemistry.
I hope it won't upset the momentum that we bring on good players, and we get them back from injuries, and maybe some other guys will be injured in the future, we don't know, so they'll be back. It's always you always hope to have all your players ready to play, and then it's up to the coaching staff and me in the end to decide who's going to play. No, that will not do anything bad to the team. Everybody is so loyal. Everybody, is connected. Everybody knows that this is something that we want together as a group, and that's what it's all about. That's what's football about, right? That we have a group that wants the same thing, that fights for the same thing, and then in the end, it's up to me who starts the game and who's not playing and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it'll only be something that people look forward to, I would suspect.
And will Ryan be on track for coming back by the 24th?
What's happening the 24th? Yeah. We have a game here next week in St. Louis. I don't think he'll be ready for that one, then we have to see. Okay?
Any more questions? No? Okay, thank you, Jesper.
Okay.
Thanks, Coach.